We need to move on now to the next phase of constructing this hydrogen-oxygen torch getup. So I've demonstrated that I can refill those disposable cylinders using this pump. It only takes about 5 minutes of truly back-breaking pumping to get the thing up to the requisite 35 atmospheres. So now I need to figure out a way to fill it with the correct mixture. This is the intake valve of that pump. That's 29 millimeters in diameter. Now luckily, this side of the pump is what I'm going to call the low pressure side. All I've got to do is come up with some way to trap or to cover this with a thing that will allow me to inlet gas into the pump. And I've decided to try this. It's just a circle of plexiglass. I'll mount it right there, and I'll put a side port in it and an opening in the bottom to allow gas to pass into that, and then I'll just screw the handle back down on top of it and we'll see what happens. So let's try doing that next. I've already tried this a couple of times. I'm going to be full disclosure here, and it didn't work because I keep breaking the damn thing because this stuff is surprisingly brittle. This is clearly a point at which having something better than a hand drill would be incredibly handy because this stuff tends to break if you aren't really, really careful with it. You really have to handle the drilling exceedingly carefully and go tiny little bit by tiny little bit in very imperceptible drill bit step sizes. Otherwise, you'll break the thing out. I'm going to try a little bit of a different approach with this one. It's not high style or anything, but it will work. Yeah, it's primitive, mostly made of plexiglass and JB weld, so I really don't like the look of it in there. It's really not very well made, but a little bit of paint can kind of give it some bling. The nice thing about this is, again, it's the low pressure side, so it doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be good enough. So I'll just go ahead and screw this puppy down and we'll give it a try. Let's see if we can transfer gas from this into a tank. Continuing on with my modified bling theme, we're going to try seeing if we can fill this tank using a balloon. This is my air tank. Right now it's at 495 or 490. This is will eventually be an oxygen tank. Right now it's an empty. So what we'll do is we're going to empty this tank into a balloon and then attempt to refill this tank from that balloon. The only real change to the setup is that I'm using a really long piece of nice pliable tubing so that we can allow the pump to move up and down without causing a disruption in our gas connection. All right, so here we go.
Well, clearly that wasn't perfect. I'm at 320. I lost a little bit because I didn't completely close this valve, but the concept is still the same. So just a quick recap. I know how to electrolyze water. I know how to collect the gas in a balloon. I have a mechanism using my pump to put that gas into a cylinder. So I have all the ingredients so far that I need for a hydrogen-oxygen torch. So what I need to do now is figure out how I'm going to safely burn this stuff. That's going to be another episode, but I want to give you a little preview. So this is a Burns-O-Matic brazing torch kit. It's intended to use 2 gases. It was primarily developed to use oxygen. And then this stuff is called MAP gas. It's essentially propane on steroids. It gets pretty hot. Key point being, it's made to use 2 gases. Now, you'll recognize from a couple videos ago, there's that same oxygen regulator, just a little bit more developed. This is a standard right-handed thread propane valve, so I'll have to replace that with a second regulator because, again, I'm using 2 left-handed cylinders, even though one has oxygen and one has hydrogen in it. So I'll need to do that. I also want to read you this. It says, never attempt to modify the torch construction and never use unapproved accessories or otherwise abuse. I was asked if I wanted to get an extended warranty on the torch, and well, I said no, because I have a feeling we're about to violate a warranty. I counted just now, I'm 10-10, 0% body surface area burn, and I've decided to keep it that way. So there are some modifications I want to make to this thing. So obviously I need to change this regulator. The other thing is, though, that the comments from users say that these regulators aren't very precise. And the other thing is that this tubing is only about 5 feet long, and I don't know if this thing would fail explosively or if it would just sort of spring a hole or if the valves would let go rather than destroying me. But I'm not interested in that. So I want this thing to be much longer, and I want to be able to put those cylinders way away from me the first time I light this baby up. I've ordered some pieces in order to do that, and it's going to take a while for them to get here. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and post this video, call it an episode, and say, please, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want, or don't if you don't want. That's fine too. Feel free to tell your friends if they don't want to know. I won't be offended. Stay tuned for further episodes of the hydrogen-oxygen torch. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great day. Oh, my aching back.